Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I won't lie, being an avid Modern Warfare fan is sort of like riding a roller coaster right now. There is just so many ups and downs like every single week. It is so just confusing and strange and unprecedented here in Call of Duty. But of course, a few days back, I want to say like 2 weeks ago or something, we talked about Modern Warfare content as a whole for the first time in a while. And the majority of that video consisted of relatively bad news, right? Talking about how content for the game was completely unmentioned by everyone. There was no telling signs of stuff dropping anytime soon, so on and so forth. Then we also talked about how Modern Warfare was effectively being pushed out of the meta in Warzone. But now here we are 2 weeks removed from that, and actually we're in a completely opposite situation now. We in fact have a lot of good news to cover regarding Modern Warfare. So as we break it all down, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it, would be seriously appreciated. And of course, if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe as I am always covering everything going on, news, updates, intel, all sorts of stuff like that. Also, right now, code WHosImmortal is boosted to get you 30% off your entire G Fuel order. So if you want to grab a new shaker cup, a tub, a starter pack, anything of that nature, code WHosImmortal has got you covered there. Now, first things first, I gotta point out the coincidental timing of all the Modern Warfare stuff now surfacing. Like I said, 2 weeks back, we talked about how Infinity Ward had not said anything about the missing content, nor had Raven. We were just left sitting there going, all right, where's the missing store bundles? Where's the missing maps? Where's the missing weapons? And literally like an hour after I posted that video, the Rainbow Sparkles bundle, which was MIA for like a year, dropped in the store, and the maps of Drainage and Airbase dropped as well. It's like, of course, it happens to be the day that I post that video. I don't think anyone from Infinity Ward or Raven saw that and was like, ah, shoot, guys, we forgot to drop the maps back in, and then they went and pressed the button. But the coincidence of that happening is just way too funny to me. It's so weird. But now, Modern Warfare's content cycle has taken a pretty interesting turn as we're in sort of the midway point of Season 4. Obviously, the biggest piece of Modern Warfare content that everyone has been looking forward to since, like, I want to say the middle of Season 6 last year is, of course, SOAP and the CX-9. And these two items are basically bundled together, right, literally, because we know, thanks to the COD tracker leaks from almost a year ago, that in the SOAP operator bundle, we have the Ciroc CX-9 blueprint, which is the same blueprint that we had available in Warzone as chest loot back in Season 1 and Season 2, I believe. So whenever SOAP drops, the CX-9 would definitely be dropping alongside the bundle as like a base weapon since the bundle included said blueprint. But obviously, nothing has come of SOAP or the CX-9 in the past few months since the CX-9 and the RAL LMG were removed from chest loot in Warzone. That is, until this past week. We initially got some glimmer of hope, you could say, via a Treyarch post, oddly enough. It's very strange that we get a teaser for Modern Warfare content from Treyarch of all studios, because obviously Treyarch has absolutely nothing to do with Modern Warfare. However, prior to big content updates like a seasonal launch or the mid-season update, Treyarch always does these awesome content overview and preview broadcasts on their YouTube channel, and in these they go over upcoming content for zombies and for multiplayer, and usually even for Warzone as well, even though that's not their main thing. And in the Warzone section of this latest preview broadcast, they're going over the brand new payload game mode and showing off some gameplay for that. And in that gameplay portion of the broadcast, for a few seconds, they actually show footage of a player using the CX-9 in-game. And right away when this video was posted, my timeline on Twitter and my mentions were going crazy. Follow me over there, by the way, if you haven't. You know, people saying this is the first official time in any capacity that the CX-9 has been showed and previewed from Call of Duty themselves, and not from a glitch in game or from a leaker or from a data mining source, which in and of itself is very, very exciting. However, it does not stop there. There is basically like a part 2 to this, as we know. In the official Season 4 Reloaded patch notes from Raven, they said this: we are excited to share that we are planning to debut 2 new Warzone specific perks. Alongside them, High Alert will also be receiving an update that allows players to hear Dead Silence footsteps. Until then, we may see a weapon make its long-awaited debut in Verdansk. Now obviously, this is teasing a missing weapon, and it is definitely the CX-9. You know, while the RAL is also highly anticipated, the CX-9 is really the community's main focus, I would say primarily due to its ties with the SOAP operator. And this piece of the blog confirms that while we're waiting for the new perks to be added in and for High Alert to actually counter Dead Silence for that buff to take place, Raven is going to add in the CX-9 into the game in the coming days and or weeks as a piece of content to basically hold us over until the whole perk update happens. And it looks like this is going to be happening here pretty soon, because with the Season 4 Reloaded update, there was actually an update to the game files apparently, and the soap operator had a new challenge updated in game, and so whenever he becomes available, there's going to be a different challenge. And as we know, thanks to the bundle leaks, he's going to have multiple different like skin outfits available, and usually those are unlocked via additional challenges after you get the whole base operator through the store, and it's on your account and whatnot. So this would imply that the soap operator bundle, and by association the CX9, are going to be debuting here very soon, which I would say isn't just good news for Modern Warfare. That, my friends, is great news for Modern Warfare. Now, to close things out, just like when we talked about the bad news for Modern Warfare, we talked about how Modern Warfare weapons were very obviously being shifted out of the meta in Warzone. But now, thanks to all the Season 4 Reloaded weapon tuning that we got, the biggest weapon tuning update in Warzone history, a lot of Modern Warfare weapons indirectly in a way became more competitive, because Raven focused so much on nerfing a ton of Cold War weapons, which definitely had way better TTKs than most of the Modern Warfare weapons in the game. So now when you go ahead and you look at each weapon category, while in a lot of cases there's not always a direct best weapon for every single engagement, the competition between Cold War weapons and Modern Warfare weapons is a lot closer than it was before. You look at the assault rifles, the AMAX, the Grau, and I would say even the Ram can all hold their own at range against things like the Farah and the Krig and the Cold War AK-47. Personally, I think the C58 is probably the best option here, but honestly, the AMAX and the Grau and the Ram, like I said, are not bad options, and they are very competitive. For SMGs, the Modern Warfare MP5 is probably the new best overall SMG. There are some good Cold War ones, like for instance the new OTS-9, but it's got that smaller magazine and it is sort of limited in some other ways, whereas the Modern Warfare MP5 definitely outguns other weapons across like 10, 15, 20 meters when you compare it to things like the Cold War MP5, which has a terrible damage drop-off. Same deal with the Bullfrog. Other SMGs just aren't as, consistent overall, I would say. The MP7 also is probably the new best sniper support option. Now it's close between that and like the Milano and the LC10. That's now in the whole competitive mix. For LMGs, the PKM and the Bruin are probably the two best choices, with the Stoner following closely behind them. The Kar is still a top sniping option alongside the Swiss. The M19 and the Psykov are still the best pistol options. Like, it is a lot closer now when comparing Modern Warfare weapons with Cold War weapons. Granted, there's still a ton more underutilized MW weapons compared to Cold War ones, but overall, this is great news for the Modern Warfare meta in Warzone, as it just got a whole lot more competitive. So yeah, there you have it. With all of that being said, it certainly seems like Modern Warfare is actually getting a bit more focus right now, which is great news for people who like to use Modern Warfare weapons in Warzone, or for people who like to consistently still play Modern Warfare multiplayer. It seems like we finally have some big new updates coming there in the near future. But that is going to wrap things up for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, or if you haven't already subscribed, I am always covering everything going on in Call of Duty. News, updates, loadouts, tips, it is all right here. So feel free to subscribe, that way you can always stay up to date. Once again, and as always, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.